we're not going to win these critical House and Senate races if people in those races have to explain why the nominee of the Democratic Party is telling people to look at the bright side of the Castro regime.
Well, some Democrats growing anxious over the potential down-ballot effects of a Bernie Sanders for president nomination, especially in traditional red states like South Carolina, where our next guest is hoping to unseat Democratic Congressman Joe Cunningham. He narrowly flipped that district in 2018, turning it blue after running on a moderate platform. Joining us now to discuss Cunningham's Republican challenger and South Carolina State Representative Nancy Mace. Nancy, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on this morning.
You bet. I mentioned this a moment ago. Nancy Pelosi was asked yesterday if she'd be comfortable with Bernie Sanders as the nominee, and she said yes. Well, she may be comfortable with him running for president, but ultimately there are a lot of people who feel that if he is the nominee, the Republicans are going to win back the House, among other places, which is of great interest to you.
Right. Well, we're going to win back the House no matter what. But what we're witnessing right now is we're watching the Democrats pick out or select which socialists they want to put on the ballot in November, whether it's Bernie Sanders or somebody else. We are physically watching them pick out which one, because they're all running on socialist platforms and ideology, and that doesn't work for America. And so while they're doing that, the rest of the country is witnessing record economic growth. We have the lowest unemployment that our country has seen in over 50 years, especially for women and African Americans. And in South Carolina's 1st congressional district, where I'm running now, we have places where we have unemployment at 1.86%. And these folks want socialism? I don't think so.
Well, we have seen a gigantic slide in the stock market. It's approaching, I think, 9% on fears of the coronavirus. So that is one thing that is not particularly helpful to the White House and the president right now. But don't you think, Nancy, going forward, the people of South Carolina, when they and we look at the 2018 results where Joe Cunningham faced off against Katie Arrington, and he just beat her just by it was a squeaker, just by a little more than a point. But don't you think the people of
very thin margins?
Absolutely. Don't you think the people of South Carolina's 1st congressional district, when it comes time to vote, are going to look at what he did in Congress? And what we've heard from so many Republicans is the fact that all they've done under Nancy Pelosi is just try to impeach the guy, and they didn't even get that right.
Right. And I'm running against one of the members of the Dirty 30, one of the so-called moderate Democrats. And when he ran for office, he said he was going to be an independent voice. But when he got elected, literally everything changed. And he's been nothing but partisan. And so I'm running. I'm a mom, a state lawmaker, a businesswoman. Some people know me as the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina.
Congratulations.
I've grown up in the Low Country. Thank you. And I'm a state lawmaker. I've been in office. And while I'm conservative, I work in a way that's nonpartisan to get results, because the people that voted me into office deserve nothing less. And that's what America wants right now. They want someone who's driven, who's going to work hard, and who will deliver results for the American people.
You do have a very impressive resume, Nancy. Before you go, what's going to happen in South Carolina on the Democrat side this weekend?
Well, I think South Carolina's often been a bellwether state, whether it's Joe Biden or Bernie Sanders. The two of them are the top two on the ticket right now. I'm more interested to see what happens on Super Tuesday.
Right.
But watching the Democrats pick out which socialists they're going to put on the ballot in November has been a fascinating process. And it means that not only is the president, is Donald Trump, going to win in November, but I will too.
There she is, State Representative Nancy Mace, who'd like to help the Republicans take back the House of Representatives. Nancy, thank you very much, and good luck to you.